Hi, this is James Shogue at Westpac with the end of day report for Thursday, May the 10th. Positive sentiment in equity markets for a change. Greece seems to be the catalyst, or at least one of them, with yet another attempt at forming a government, this time by a former finance minister, actually kind of meeting with the approval of investors. He's certainly very much in favour of keeping Greece in the euro. Remains to be seen whether he's successful, and the gains on equity markets aren't that dramatic, but nevertheless, I think it's the first day in 7 that we've actually seen a rise in the Dow. We had some news on the US economy, which was okay. The initial jobless claims, the weekly measure of the extent to which workers are being laid off, held around 367,000 in the latest week. That index had spiked quite sharply in April, but so far in May it's pulled back a little bit, and that suggested that earlier spike was more a distortion related to seasonality issues rather than indicative of renewed deterioration in the US labour market. The Bank of England left rates unchanged, no surprise there, but they also didn't expand or extend their asset purchase program. I have to admit, I had expected their target for asset purchases to be pushed from 325 billion sterling to 375. But instead they've suspended the campaign, or suspended that program, which they fired up again back in October last year. Now we get the Bank of England's inflation projections that they put out each quarter next week, and that'll provide a bit more of an understanding of what's driving their policy motivation. That's it really in terms of the economic news today. Good luck, Greece. In terms of markets today, we haven't quite reached the close yet in Europe, but as things stand at 4:30 in the afternoon, we've got the FTSE in London up 0.25%, the French market up 0.1%, and the Germans up 0.5% today. In Spain, quite a big recovery there, 2.9%. Banks staging a bit of a bounce back after being hit harder earlier this week, and the Italians up 1.5% as well. And the Dow's up about 0.25% at the moment, looking at 12,868 for the level there. Oh, some reports. News Corp beat analysts' expectations, but there was some negative. There was one negative corporate story. I can't remember the name of the firm, sorry, but their sales missed expectations, analysts' expectations. So a bit of a mix on the corporate side there. Okay, so commodity prices. Gold's unchanged at $1,594 an ounce. Oil prices up 0.1% at $96.94 a barrel, and copper's up 0.5% today, $367 a pound. The Aussie dollar, it's climbed about a cent today actually, from 1.004 to 1.014 against the US dollar. But it's pulled back a little bit more recently. It's at 1.012 at the moment. Remember, at one stage yesterday it was at 1.002, so just above parity. With more bad news inevitable, I suspect, out of Europe, and with the Reserve Bank of Australia, notwithstanding recent strong-looking jobs numbers, still likely to cut interest rates further, and with global growth, still expectations probably going to take a bit of a battering before they turn around to the upside, and we get some Chinese data over the next day or so, which will provide more illumination on that point. With those factors sort of still hovering around, we think that the Aussie will soon be below parity again against the US dollar. Not a permanent state of affairs, but that's the next big move, we think. That's it for today, really. I'll be back again tomorrow.